Hi guys, welcome to Multiverse. Today we're going to take a look at the Penthouse Lair. Basically, I'm going to make a series where we're going to look at most lair. The reason why I'm saying most lair is that I don't have all the layers at this point. Maybe sometimes in the future I will, but for now I will take a look at the layers that I do have, which is quite a few. So basically, the first one I did was the Eastern Lair. So now let's take a look at the Penthouse Lair. Basically, if you have created yourself a Bruce Wayne type character or a Lex Luthor, you have to have a Penthouse Lair, obviously. So you can see some of the distinction compared to the other layers, like the floor, the wood floor, the sort of textures on the walls. And the texture will change depending on which walls you're looking at, and also the textures on the pillars and all that, and of course the amenities that look a bit different than in some of the other layers. The henchmen that comes with these layers are called bodyguards. I'm not going to show you the henchmen, but I'll show you the combat dummy, the training dummy, which kind of looks like the henchmen anyways. Basically, as you can see, I'm working on some sort of Kingdom Come type video. I'm not sure yet exactly how I'll do that. Here you can see the smaller version of the Batman statue, which looks pretty neat. Let's pull back a bit. So as you can see, it looks really neat as a lair, and you can see also. Now let's take a look at. Even the ceiling has some wooden textures, which is kind of nice. Here on the walls, I'm not sure if we can actually put an item there. Let's give it a try. We probably can. Well, actually, we do have. Let's put this here for now. Okay, so we're good. The reason why I wanted to try it out is because sometimes in this area, in some layers, you cannot put items. So it's a bit different in each layer what you can put on which walls and what you can't. So you can see what the main frame looks like. Let's get a bit closer. Of course, any penthouse needs an Aquaman king chair or not, or two. And of course, you can see that what the teleporters look like. And you see here the little Aquaman statue. Ain't it sweet? And I mentioned in my previous video, basically when we looked at the eastern layer, that sometimes there were like beams here. So here, that's a perfect example of that. Like you have these two beams here. So if you wanted to try to put in a much bigger base items, like let's say the T-Rex or the Green Lantern memorial statue, you would have a hard time to put it here because of those two beams. Those two beams would pretty much get in the way. So if you have a bit in this layer, if you have a really big item, you pretty much have to put it here. And even there, it's not. Even then, it's not the ideal solution. So you can see the bigger version of the JSA painting or JSA poster. Here the wall is pretty much free from beams and that kind of stuff, so we pretty much have all the room we need to put a big item here. Here you can see the window with the bat signal. The room up here is pretty much standard in every layer, so I don't really have anything specific to say about that. Again, you can see what the broker looks like, which is pretty much the same as the mailbox technically. And if we go into the basement, Again, you can see the texture on the floor changes. So basically, this is the kind of layer you want to use if you want a really clean looking layer. So if that's what you need, then this layer is for you. This is perfect to recreate some sort of Justice League headquarters, Avenger Mansion, and all that good stuff. And here you see the sparring target. Basically, the backups kind of look like the sparring target, but in the future I will make a video pretty much specifically about the backups. Although we could take a quick look. Basically, whenever you buy a new layer, it adds the backups to all your characters, whether they actually use the layer or not. So you can see I have quite a few backups. I have the ancient backups. I think those comes from the ancient layer. The cave backups, actually, yeah, they're all labeled depending on which base you're using. So that's kind of neat. So depending on the backups, it will summon different types of characters. Like if I go from memory, the ancient backups summon some sort of stone statues. The cave backup is actually some sort of Batman robots. The eastern backup is some sort of ninjas. It's actually a different words, but if I say that word, my video will get flagged. Uh, the gothic backup, I don't remember that one. But basically, at some point in time, I will make a video specifically about the backups. It'll be simpler than trying to do them individually with each layer, because basically not all my characters are using backups. So I'll have to use a character like I'll probably do it with using the multiverse character to show off all the backups from the various bases. Again, here you can see the really neat Batman statue. You can create walls, obviously, with some of the fake walls that you can get in this universe online, or some pillars also. This is a really nice looking pillar. I probably would need a few more of that. The only thing I kind of don't like, but and that's typical to all the layers, is these two columns here. I wish we could move them or remove them if we wanted a bigger open space. The same probably. No, here we're fine. The same with those beams, I suppose. I wish we could remove them if we want to put a bigger object here. And of course, also it removes the option of being able to put a big item on this column. Once I look at some of my other layers, you'll understand what I mean about being able to put something on that column. Basically, if we in some layers we could take the big JSA posters that you see there, and we could actually put it on that column here if we wanted to. But obviously, thanks to the beam, the wooden beam that's right here, not an option in this case. And even here, like it pretty much limits where we can put this huge poster. So I guess the beam gets in the way a little bit, so we have to put the poster a little more to the right. And of course, it also blocks the way when you try to look at the said poster. So you pretty much have to look at it from here, and even then, or from here. Of course, I had to make like a big kitchen for all my superheroes. I have a lot of characters, so when those guys get hungry, they need to eat. So this is where the place where they can sort of do it. So you can see there's a various fridge you can get, various even some stoves. Actually, I have one or two more of that I didn't really have room for, but you get the idea. Of course, those are the tables you can get from the Thanksgiving, not quite event, but at Thanksgiving sometimes we can get those little tables. And I guess that's it for now. So I don't think I'm going to show all my layers, but I will try to show at least one of each layer. So as you can see, basically I have, if we look again at the little machine here, I basically have the ancient layer, the cave layer, the eastern layer, the gothic layer. There's the hideout. I probably should show that too. The modern layer, the penthouse, which we just saw, and the tech layer. So these are pretty much all the layers I have. So I'll try to make at least one video each. At some point, I might do like a big video showing off maybe not all my layers, but the most significant ones. Because basically, if we take a quick look, as you'll see here, I have a lot of layers. Essentially, each character that I have has at least one layer. In some cases, like in the case of the multiverse character, he actually has 4 layers. It's the only character that I purchased 4 layers, the maximum of layers, in order to be able to get the maximum number of armories. My Dark Multiverse has 2 layers. Green Glimpse, not one of my characters, so it's probably someone. You can also see layers from some of my league members, of course. Oh yeah, now I realize. Here you have my other layers. I was looking for those and I'm not sure why I couldn't see them. Now I understand. So again, as you see, I have a lot of layers. There's supposed to be an update soon that will put all those in alphabetical order. I have to admit, I'm dying for that to happen because going through all the layers to find the layer you're looking for, a little annoying sometimes. When not a big issue probably for most players, but when you have either a lot of layers or when you have access to a lot of layers from your league members, then it can become a bit of a headache. And of course, you can see here what the armories look like. They're pretty bulky. So again, depending on the layer, sometimes the armories will be smaller, sometimes they'll be much bigger. It's a case-by-case scenario. So that's pretty much it for our Penthouse Lair. So again, at some point in time, I'll make a video about all the backups. So you should see what the backups from the for the penthouse looks like. And also, I'll do a follow-up video with all the layers that I own, all the types of layers that I own. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So that's pretty much it for now, guys. So as always, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.